So one of the major events that of course was skipped over, of course, in the Rising of the Shield Hero is a particular event to do with Eclair and of course REN, which is a duel that happens between them. Now of course in episode 1 this is probably where around it should have been. Of course they do show Eclair for a snippet of time, so of course I will be showing of course who she is in of course the thumbnail and the video itself, so you'll know exactly who she is. But there is a particular duel that happens between them that establishes their relationship that moves forward, whether positive or negative, I'm not going to spoil that, but that basically establishes their connection as two individuals. And at the start of this, of course, given the details of the event, it's definitely something that doesn't go well. And of course, that is not really a spoiler, that's just what is missing from the anime, is that this doesn't go well because REN acts in a manner that is not befitting of him. Now, I'm not going to say why he is acting in the way he is exactly, but I will just say that he has been very childish and petty. But basically a duel happens between them, and the conditions is that it is swordsman skills versus swordsman skills, so you're not allowed to use magical skills. It's basically who is better with using their sword, and of course REN agrees to this, so they end up dueling. And she very much is on the offensive. She is keeping him on the defensive. He's constantly having to pull back. You can see that he is struggling to keep up with her and actually hold his ground because her skills with the sword are much better. She has trained with them, she has honed those skills, but the issue with REN is REN relies solely on stats, and by stats I mean basically just getting a really strong sword that has really good stats, and then also relying on just getting his levels up as high as possible to just buff his stats up even more, basically just relying solely on that rather than how good he really is with the sword. So basically, he realizes that he is in a losing battle and decides against the rules of the duel to basically use his skill and beat her quickly. And of course, that upsets her greatly with her pride, and everyone else kind of looks at it. And even the other two heroes, the bow and the spear, even though they're hypocrites in themselves, look at this situation and go, yeah, you know, you did kind of break the rules. But of course REN sulks because he realizes that he isn't as good as he thought he was. He believes that he is superior because he is a sword hero, thus makes him better than any other sword user, not realizing that the reason why he has been so weak compared to the shield hero in all of these ways and all of these issues is because, again, he is not training correctly, which was one of the major things that they were doing at the time, which was a bunch of training. And of course, he was sulking along with the other two heroes, being the bow and the spear. And because of that, it just shows again that they think that as long as they get levels and strong weapons, that will carry them through all of these situations, particularly again being the waves. Not realizing that there are many other power-up systems within the game. Again, talking about at this point in the story, which is volume 6. So of course he loses that duel. It upsets her greatly and her pride. He sulks, basically saying, well, I'm better anyway. It doesn't matter whether I have skills, use them or not, even though that was the condition of not using them. He basically just says, well, I'm better, I'm stronger, get over it, and basically sulks off, which leads to their relationship not starting on a very good foot at all. But I feel like this particular event is important in the anime and probably should have been in there, but it isn't, just because it does establish that connection between these two characters going forward. Now, that's not to say that maybe at a later date that the anime may not add this event later on in a different capacity. So if that is the case and you're watching this video and you're going, hey, but it is, then it has been shuffled around. But that's just me preemptively saying that if that is the case, then they've done that differently. But that isn't a bad thing, because if they do add it, they can add it in different capacities. But it is an important event. It is something that the anime has skipped over so far. They might add it in an OVA, they might add it later on somewhere else. we'll just have to wait and see. But again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What have you been feeling for, of course, the first episode of the Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2? Absolutely loving it so far. Of course, I'll be covering much more content on, of course, the anime and the light novels, doing deep dive analysis videos, so definitely check out that content, and of course, stay subscribed for more anime analysis style content. So again, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more anime content, and I will see you, beautiful nerds, in the next video.